Hello everybody, welcome back. I'm Urvashi, and today in this video I'm going to be talking about the month of November and the transit of all the planets in the month of November and how are they going to impact all the 12 ascendant signs. So this month, Sun, when we start the month, Sun will be in its sign of debilitation in the sign of Libra, and it is going to be conjunct Mercury. Around the 16th, the Sun is going to be moving to Scorpio, and in Scorpio the Sun is moving towards Ketu. So Ketu and Sun are going to move towards each other. So we have a conjunction here, though not very close, but this is definitely a conjunction of Sun and Ketu. On the other hand, Venus is going to move from Virgo into Libra. So currently Venus and Mercury are in an exchange yoga. Mercury is in Libra, Venus is in Virgo. So that has what given strength to Venus. But now Venus is going to be entering its sign of Libra. Mercury is already in Libra, so they're going to be conjunct most of this month. After the 15th, in fact, around the 15th, Venus moves into Libra, and then they're going to be conjunct for the rest of the month. Mars is going to be in Pisces, but around the 13th, from retrograde motion, Mars is going to go into direct motion. And Saturn is still in Capricorn, very strong now, direct. And Jupiter will be entering Capricorn on the 20th. On the 30th, we're going to have an eclipse, but I'm going to talk about the eclipse in a later video. So let's see what this month is like. What does all this mean? What do these planets all signify? So first of all, we're going to have a very sweet combination of Venus and Mercury, both in Libra. These are two of the sweetest planets, the most benefic planets. Mercury associates with the benefic, it becomes a benefic. So here Mercury is with Venus, and Venus is very strong in Libra. So both these planets are going to give very benefic results. This shows a lot of sweetness in relationships, a lot of diplomacy in relationships. This shows enhanced relationships, business partnerships, negotiations, a lot of fairness, because Libra is a sign of fairness, of the balance of a scale. So we would all want a lot of fairness in our relationship. We would want a lot of communication, because Mercury is also in the sign of Libra, and intellectual discussions. Our relationships will be based on intellectual affinity. So two people who understand each other mentally will have the tendency of feeling closer to each other, and that is the kind of a bond that we will be looking for while Mercury is conjunct Venus here in Libra. So we'd be looking for some common things to talk about, some common topics to discuss, and things that would stimulate us on a mental level. So this doesn't necessarily have to be a physical thing. This is going to be more of a mental connection with somebody, and this shows a lot of sweetness. The only thing here is that we're going to have all of us are going to have this combination of Venus Mercury conjunct in the sign of Libra. So we would want a lot of sweetness, and we would expect a lot of fairness and sweetness in relationships. So the flip side is that when there is some unfairness, when we feel that we are being taken advantage of, then there could be a lot of harboring of negative feelings in the mind, because also we have Mars in Pisces. Mars in Pisces shows not being very upfront with the way you feel or the way you think, and just keeping your emotions to yourself, not expressing too much. And the best way, in fact, to deal with this energy when Mars is in Pisces is to be more expressive. Utilize creativity to express yourself. It's important to express yourself, otherwise with Mars and Pisces you may tend to keep things to yourself, especially if there is unfairness, like I said, because Venus Mercury in Libra, we will crave for fairness, we will crave for equality in relationships. We would want to give and receive love and fair dealings in every way. So but if we feel like we're not being dealt in a fair way, we may not be very expressive initially because of Mars and Pisces. and then there could be a lot of negative emotions, and then there could be a big blast because Mars is aspecting this Venus and Mercury. So Mars aspecting Mercury here can give us the impact or the effect of there being arguments, there being loud discussions, there being fights in relationships, especially if there is a feeling of not being treated in a fair manner. Also, we have Sun and Ketu conjunct. So when Ketu and Sun are in close proximity, there will be Sun in Scorpio. First of all, gives us a lot of patience and gives us a lot of a strong willpower. So the will to achieve will be strong. We can be a little stubborn, we can feel a little stubborn where our desires or ambitions are concerned, but Ketu will have a humbling effect here on the ego, on the confidence, and there could be trouble with authority figures, there could be trouble with a father figure, government. So if you are a government employee or you have any dealings with the government, then there could be trouble. Then again, depending on your chart and if you're having a dasha of the sun. So if you're having a dasha of the sun and the sun is afflicted, then in transit too you have the promise now. So you could get in trouble with the government, with the father figure, with authority figures where rules and regulations are concerned. So these are the basic themes this month. So for Aries, you have Venus and Mercury in the 7th house, Sun Ketu in the 8th house, Mars, your ascendant lord, is in the 12th house, Jupiter is in the 9th house, Saturn is in the 10th house. Your 7th house is very nicely activated, positively activated, lots of socialization, maybe getting into some kind of a new relationship, maybe just increasing your social circle, business partnerships, negotiations, dealings, that kind of a thing. So very, very sweet relationships can be seen this month. But the 5th lord is in the 8th house with Ketu, so you could make certain wrong decisions where love relationships are concerned, or you could have some kind of a discord, some kind of a miscommunication with your children, but you may be interested also in some kind of deep research, deep study. You could also be exploring your own hidden talents. But like I said, because Mars is in the 12th house, you may not be very expressive, you may not be very sure of what you want. So you would want a lot of fairness, but exactly what your aim or your goal is this month, you may not be too clear about that, because the Lagnesh is in the 12th house and it is in the sign of Pisces, where Mars kind of gets a little confused. Mars does not know where to focus its energy when it is in the sign of Pisces. Also, since this is a Manglik yoga, having Mars in the 12th house is a Manglik yoga, and your 5th lord is also in the 8th house, there could be some discord in your relationships. Now I'm going to be talking about Taurus. For Taurus, the ascendant lord and Mercury are both in the 6th house, so we can see a lot of sweet relationships, a lot of good times with your colleagues at your workplace. But Sun Ketu are in the 7th house, so with your spouse, with business partners, with business partnerships. In business, there could be trouble this month. Service is looking better than business for Taurus people, so there could be some discord with business partners. Also, you have Mars now in the 11th house. Mars from the 11th house is aspecting the 2nd house, aspecting the 5th house, it's aspecting the 6th house. So in your family, where your speech is concerned, where your children are concerned, there could be some kind of a discord. So you got to be a little alert about being harsh in your speech. But workplace and learning new skills, that kind of a thing is looking great this month. Now I'm going to be talking about Gemini. For Gemini, the ascendant lord and Venus are very, very sweetly placed in the sign of Libra in the 5th house, and in the 6th house you have Sun and Ketu, and Saturn is still in the 8th house, Jupiter is in the 7th house. So Jupiter till the 20th is in the 7th house, Venus and Mercury in the 5th house. So definitely those who are looking to enter a new relationship, those who want children, or those who are looking to enter a love relationship, this is a very, very positive month for you, for learning, for new skills, for relationship with your children. all that is looking great. Sun, Ketu are in the 6th house. You're going to be very competitive. You're going to go all out and beat your competition, but there could be trouble with authority at workplace. So about that, you got to be a little alert. For your children, they could be distracted in their studies. They could be more into relationships and partying and hobbies and things like that. There could also possibly be a status change. If you're working, there could be a change of status, a new opportunity that may come your way. Now I'm going to be talking about Cancer. For Cancer, in your 4th house, you have Venus and Mercury. In the 9th house, you have Mars. In the 5th house, you have Sun and Ketu. And in the 7th house, you have Saturn. Jupiter is in the 6th house. So looks like, good times at home. Maybe somebody coming and visiting you. Lots of hustle bustle, lots of enjoyment, lots of spending. Maybe some travel, people coming, people going, that kind of a thing. Trouble relating to your children. You could have a few bad moments with your children, or if you're studying, there could be a disruption in your education right now. You could be spending money on learning certain hobbies or education of your children. It's not a very good time for pregnancy. So if you're looking to conceive, I would say the next month and a half you should not consider it. But generally, for fun times, for shopping, for buying something for the home, for decorating your home, for some travel, for somebody coming to visit you, for all that, it's looking like a good month. Business too, because Saturn is in its own sign in the 7th house. Jupiter is still in the 6th house, aspecting the 2nd house, the 10th house. So for business too, this month is looking fine. Both for job as well as business, this month is looking fine. The only disruption could be with your children or with a love relationship. There could be an issue. If it's a budding relationship, there could be an issue. Now I'm going to be talking about the sign of Leo. For Leo people, the ascendant lord is in the 4th house conjunct Ketu. In the 3rd house, you have Venus and Mercury. In the 6th house, you have Saturn, and Jupiter is in the 5th house. So for Leo, lots of travel, lots of enjoyment, fun, meeting friends, meeting neighbors, or meeting childhood friends, just going out with colleagues, partying and things like that. It's all looking very positive, but some disturbance is going to be there at home. Something that is going to spoil your happiness. Both in the 8th house, you have Mars in the 8th house, and you have Sun Ketu conjunction in the 4th house. So even though there'll be a lot of partying, enjoyment, spending, there could be some kind of a disturbance that you feel. And you still have Jupiter in the 5th house. So for creativity, for children, for education, this month is looking very good. For your job, for business also, this month is looking fine. But the only factor that is not looking so good this month is for anything you want to buy at home, for a property, for vehicle. This month is not good. Or for peace at home, for peace, for your mental peace. So for Leo people, I would say meditate a little bit, spend some quiet time, make some kind of a spiritual routine, because this does look a little disturbing for your personal peace of mind. Now I'm going to be talking about Virgo. For Virgo, in the 2nd house, you have Venus and Mercury. Sun Ketu conjunction is in the 3rd house. In the 4th house, Jupiter still, 5th house, Saturn. Mars is in the 7th house. So Mars in the 7th house, this is again another Manglik yoga. So there could be some aggression, some conflict in general with anybody else, or this could also be at home, but not specifically at home. This could be a general conflict you go through this month. And but for business, for wealth, for buying movable assets like jewelry and things like that, this month is looking very promising. So for status change, for a new position, for growth in business, a lot of effort is going to be made. Lots of initiatives you'll be taking this month. So this month is really looking good for Virgo people. Other than how you deal with other people, you may be too aggressive, you may be too outspoken sometimes, because Mars is also aspecting the 2nd house, and there could be some kind of a conflict that you are a part of this month. So that is the only word of caution. Generally this month is looking good for you. You could have some kind of an ego clash also with your siblings, with Sun Ketu conjunct in the third house. That kind of a situation also could be there. Now I'm going to be talking about Libra. For Libra, you have Venus and Mercury in the ascendant, Sun Ketu in the second house, and you also have now Saturn in the fourth house and Jupiter in the third house. The ascendant lord is back in the ascendant. Luck factor is going to be with you. You're going to feel happy, motivated, attractive. People are going to be attracted to you. You could be more communicative. There could be a lot of communication that you are involved in. Expenditure on yourself can be seen. The 11th lord is in the second house with the second lord, so wealth coming in from somewhere, but some kind of some investments maybe you did in the past that now pay off, but some disturbance also can be seen at home. Some expenditure also can be seen there. So this is not a very good yoga to have in the second house, but since Sun in your case is the 11th lord in the second house with the second lord, so this could be some wealth coming in from somewhere, some investment that you made previously. Generally a good month for you, with the ascendant lord and the 9th lord both in the ascendant. So luck favors you this month, Libra, definitely. But this could also be repaying an old debt, and some harsh words exchanged with somebody, lots of effort in your daily routine, anything related with the foreign countries, with going abroad. That looks quite promising because the 12th lord is in the ascendant, and Mars, the second lord and the 7th lord, is aspecting the 12th house and the first house. So some connection to foreign countries, some connection maybe even to hospitals, somebody in your family going to a hospital, that kind of a thing also is seen. So now I'm going to be talking about Scorpio. For Scorpio, you have Sun and Ketu in the ascendant. In the 12th house, you have Venus and Mercury. And you also have Jupiter in the second house, Saturn in the third house. So the 10th lord is in the ascendant, which is a real good yoga with the ascendant lord. So some kind of a good position may be waiting for you this month. You may get some kind of a status or a position. You may also feel very confident, but because Sun is with Ketu, there will be a lot of introspection. You may be interested in spirituality, in meditation. In fact, you should be doing that this month. And lots of expenditure you're going to be doing. There could be growth of relationship, there could be gains from abroad, there could be lots of travel, lots of expenditure, good for career. So this month generally is looking good for you, because the Lagna lord is also in a trine and the 10th lord is in the ascendant. It's just that conjunction with Ketu that may make you a little thoughtful, little philosophical this month. So you may be a little more withdrawn from other people, and you may be a little more thoughtful this month. Now I'm going to be talking about Sagittarius. For Sagittarius, good month for career, good month for increasing your social circle, your network circle. You're going to gain from your career. Business is definitely business people and those that are in job. Everybody is going to find this month very, very fruitful. If you have a dasha of these planets, Venus and Mercury, and if these planets are well posited in your chart, the transit is looking amazing. So for both Scorpio people who have a dasha of Venus or Mercury, this month is going to be extremely gainful for you if Venus and Mercury are well posited in your chart. And you also have the 9th lord in the 12th house. So luck is somehow connected to foreign countries. There could be travel, long distance travel. You could be moving abroad for higher studies, because Jupiter is still in the ascendant. So Jupiter is still in the ascendant, and the 9th lord is in the 12th house with the 12th lord. So some kind of interest in spirituality, in learning, in higher studies, in foreign countries can be seen this month. And for increasing your network circles, those people who have anything to do with accounts, accounting, media, communication, beauty industry, art industry are definitely going to profit. And if you have a Venus or Mercury dasha, then this month is looking very good for you if your Venus or Mercury and Mercury are very well placed. So now I'm going to be talking about Capricorn. For Capricorn people, in the 10th house you have Venus and Mercury. In the 11th house you have Sun and Ketu. In the 12th house Jupiter. In the first house you have Saturn in its own sign. So for gains, for favor, for luck, your boss is going to be very favorable to you. If you have female bosses, then this is a great month for you. You may, females in your office may prove very, very helpful to you. Luck will support you. A father figure or a boss will be supportive to you. Your network circle will have strong influential people coming into your network circle. Your network circle could increase, or you may have somebody from the government or connected to the government or authority figure coming into your network circle. There could be expenditure. Generally this month is looking good for you, especially for career, both for job and for business people. This is a sweet month for Capricorn. Now I'm going to be talking about Aquarius. For Aquarius people, you have both the trine lords together in the 9th house. The 5th lord is with the 9th lord in the 9th house. Mercury is also the 8th lord. And in the 10th house you have Sun Ketu conjunction. The 11th house you have Jupiter. 12th house you have Saturn. The ascendant lord is in the 12th house. So this month you got to be a little careful with authority figures, with bosses, because in the 10th house you do not have such a good combination. Sun Ketu combination here can show breaks. She can show issues with your boss, with authority figures. In the 9th house you have a very nice combination, the very nice Raj Yoga of the both the Kendra and the trine lords, Mercury and Venus. And Mercury is also the 8th lord. So luck through inheritances, luck through investments that you did in the past, luck with real estate, luck through education. This month could prove very, very lucky for you. So this is generally looking like a good month. Just avoid any kind of conflict that you have with your boss, any kind of a discussion, because Mars is also in your 2nd house. The ascendant lord is in the 12th house. The 10th house has Sun Ketu. So any discussions, any conflict can get you into trouble. But generally this month otherwise is looking nice for you. Luck factor is really, really strong for you this month. Now I'm going to be talking about Pisces. So for Pisces, Saturn is in the 11th house, Jupiter is in the 10th house, Sun Ketu combination is in the 9th house, and 8th house you have Venus and Mercury. So for Pisces this month, luck is not going to be very, very favorable for you. For service people, this month is good. In service you may be lucky, but generally luck is not going to be very supportive. With the government, with your boss, be extra cautious. You have Mars in the ascendant and you have a Sun Ketu combination in the 9th house. Be extra cautious with authority figures, with government, with bosses, with your father, about your father's health. But where the 8th house things are concerned, where insurance, banking, these sectors, or any occult studies, any research work, hidden talents, happiness from relationships, happiness from children, all that is looking good for you. So for Pisces, again this month is very good. You still have the ascendant lord, the 10th lord in the 10th house. It's just that luck factor may not be very supportive. Your father's health you got to be a little cautious about. And but the 8th house things, your peace, your happiness, those things are looking fine. Investments, inheritances, like I said, any research work, any kind of deep study that you're into, if you're an astrologer studying astrology, so that is all going to give you a lot of happiness. Happiness from some relationships also could be there for you. So that is all for now. We'll be seeing you in the next video. Bye bye.